Good morning, guys. As you can see, I'm not in New York. I'm in New Jersey. I'm home. I came home for Christmas. I'm gonna spend some time with the family, and this morning I decided to go for a walk because it's absolutely gorgeous outside. The snow made this place absolutely unreal, as you probably saw. The reason why I'm recording this video today is because today I have a sales call with a very important client, and I think that it would be good for you to see what a sales call looks like. I want to be extremely real with the way it is. I'm gonna try to not cut anything from the sales call unless it's private information that I can't share with everybody, like confidential information for the client or some stuff like that. I think it's important for you to see what it takes to be a business owner and the type of things that you have to do every single day. That's my goal with this channel, is to show you everything that I do in business, to show you everything that I do with my personal goals, personal growth, and everything that involves becoming the best version of myself. And I think that that could be very beneficial to a lot of you. So yeah, extremely simple. I hope you guys like the video. I hope you get some value from it. And yeah, let's go right into a sales call. Hello, how are you?
Wonderful. What about you today?
I'm all good. Before we jump into everything in terms of what we prepare for you, could you tell me a little more about your competition and what you see that they're doing that you guys are not doing? I want to see what you think before I give you my personal opinion on it. What's your competitive advantage? Yeah, everything that you're telling me makes sense. First of all, thank you for that. Based on what I see on social media, just to give you some quick feedback on it, you of course have pretty much the same content consistently. It's too repetitive, and the way we work is like we optimize based on what's working, right? So if something works, we go all in with that, and then we try different things, but that's 20% of our strategy. So we go with what works. Now, what I see is that you're consistently posting the same thing that doesn't work. The videos are good, but like you're not getting the views that you want. So as I continue with the presentation, I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Just to tell you the way we see advertising so you understand our vision a little bit. So there's 4 ways of doing advertising, but advertising pretty much is simple. It's letting people know about your business. So the more you post, the more that people know about your business, right? Based on this content you can create a good brand or a bad brand. And here's why I think that you guys are missing the most. Because even if it gets to millions of views, I don't think, and this is me being fully honest, I don't think you will be building a good brand. Because what you will be achieving is some sort of personal brand through this girl. Now this girl will be the face of the brand. And like you said, like you're attracting males and you're attracting people that you don't want. So you have to make sure that your brand has a goal. So like it's not only about going viral, because you can go viral, which is you're advertising very well, but you're not branding very well. Does that make sense? So branding and advertising, completely different. We focus a lot on branding, and that's one thing that makes us different. And that's why I'm gonna keep showing you. Now, I'm sure you're familiar with this, with background in marketing, but we work with an AIDA funnel, which means that the creatives, the ad campaigns, and the social media, we go from an awareness phase all the way to action. In this case specifically, we will have a lot of information from you if we were to start working with you, because we already have months and months of you guys running Facebook ads. But usually the way we work is we generate cold audiences, and then based on how they interact with our content, like they visit our social media profile, they follow us, they watch a video for 3 seconds, for 15 seconds, their retention is really good, we create a different campaign that retargets them with a different creative. And that's how we move people from face to face.
Advertising, or it's more about social media content? So
it's both. Social media nurtures our advertising. Now, retargeting is most important for advertising, but we will use the social media metrics to create those campaigns. Now, in terms of social media, what you will be getting if you were to work with us is that pretty much you have a strategy in place, you have a team in place, you have a branding to follow, which in your situation I think is the most important thing right now. Generating trust, credibility, and authority that make people want to order, right? Now, we have a brief for your specific business. This is something that you guys will be in charge of doing, and I'm just being completely transparent here in the way it works. But pretty much we have the business information.
Could you just make it bigger?
Oh, of course. Yeah, so this is a document that we will send to you guys so that you tell us your story of the business. So for example, the description, the business story, what the owner, what you guys want to achieve with it, what the vision is from here to 10 years. Pretty much what we need from you is to tell us everything from your end, and then based on that we create a strategy. I'll jump into the branding. So what we do in the beginning when we take on a client is that we create a branding template, and this is involved as a one-time fee, which again I'll show you at the end too. But we create a branding template, which is the brand guidelines. So every time we create a piece of content, we want to follow that brand guideline. And in this case, I know that you guys already have colors, you have fonts, you have a logo, but that's not necessarily being used on social media. So we need to put it together all in a document. Even if we change some fonts here and there to show you what it could look like, that's something that we are fully in charge of. We send it to you and you guys approve it. I'll show you an example of a competitor that you might have in mind or might not have in mind, but in my opinion are the best at this specific niche. So that's what we do in terms of branding.
Yeah, that's small question here. So if we have already our marketing kit and our marketing branding, you would like to social media, right?
Right. So that everything looks consistent, especially because we have to adapt it to our social media. It's not being followed at all, as you can see. Like you guys don't even have the highlights.
I know that we don't do that.
So we definitely need to improve that. Now, I'll show you how we achieve this. So I told you already about the strategy. I told you about the branding. Now, the way we continue is we continue with scheduling. Once we have the content and everything, what we do is we create a content schedule. So for example, this is the month of December for this client that I was showing you, right? So if you go to the calendar, it's not that everything will be in the air and you guys will not know what it's going to be posted. Everything will be scheduled beforehand. You guys can approve it, especially in the beginning. Most clients want to look at it before we post. For example, this client used to look at all the calendars. Now he just completely trusts us. In the beginning, of course, more communication, but then as it goes, we get better and better. Now, this client is with 3 posts per week, 5 to 9 stories per week based on the strategy. We post a lot of stories because he has a good follower base. For example, here we have a reel. We have the type of the caption so that you can see what it's going to say in the caption. And then if you click here, so this is the cover, and that's why I talk about branding. We have a cover for every single reel that we post. So if you go to the link here, you'll be able to see the cover and the reel for this specific client. So this video, for example, is just him talking to a camera.
So you can see on that stories, it will be like pictures with text usually, or
usually it's pictures with text. We also do videos here and then. We repost everything that we post on the stories as well, but we don't count it here because that's just a repost. But then you can see, for example, Candela here will always put a link to the website here at the end. So if you press here, it will take you to that comment. Then, for example, get any questions, and then question sticker from Candela again. So then when the girl that is in charge of posting goes, then she knows that she has to put that sticker so that everything aligns with the strategy. Does that make sense in terms of how we schedule and how we do the strategy and the branding?
yeah. Another question. Not adjustable later, or it's like can be changed.
We send it to the client, and the client can change the captions and can put any notes that they want. So for example, these clients, the way he works is that he doesn't really put comments. He changes the captions directly because he has access to a Google Drive. And on top of that, he sends me a message. Hey, Franco, I want this change on January 12th. I want this change of January 15th. This one on January 20th. The rest is fine. And then we go with those changes. But any changes that you guys require will be completed within 2 days maximum. And then we start posting. Here's to show you some of our work. So this is one of our clients. We just started working with them, but we were able to collaborate with a brand that they try to collaborate for a long time. So for example, she said, oh my God, I meant to say something about that. I've tried so many times and they never ever accepted it. So I was stoked when I saw that. Seriously, so exciting. So for them, we started literally a week ago. You can see that their views used to be 400, 690, and then we improved to 26K, 800 views, 2,000 views. So the views are slowly increasing. Of course, it's not like you will go viral in a second. But the views are clearly increasing. The last videos, we are over 1,000 views on average. If we continue, this is just to show you some examples of branding. I don't need to dive deep into every single client. But here you can see that the branding is always consistent. We take the pictures, we take the videos. That's an example of a chiropractor. This is an example of a soccer academy. Depending on the strategy that we have, everything will be either very trendy or not trendy, because we also post a lot of memes. And then just some more before and after. So we have Rutgers men's soccer team. This is what it used to look like. That's when we took over. This is the coffee shop actually that we work with. This is the before and after. So you can see the before used to look like this. Now it looked like this.
No. Any retails or food?
No, because we're pretty much working with a lot of local services. We just started with a jewelry company that we built their website. And we're gonna start running with advertising campaigns right now. We just built this website for them, It's just all jewelry. So we just built the Shopify store. And our goal right now is just to start selling big time. So we're starting with all the advertising campaigns, but this is an example of it. And we're nurturing slowly through social media. But there is this business, in my opinion, is the strongest competitor. They're called, I'm not sure if you're familiar with them, but they have an amazing social media strategy. They have 46,000 followers. They've been nurturing them. They have a lot of locations as well. They have a competitive advantage, which is that they're in New York, but they're also focusing on branding a lot. You can see that their social media is aesthetic. Like, this is amazing. Like, the way their social media works is actually beautiful. Then if you go to the TikTok, their TikTok is now completely different. So their TikTok is more trendy. So they have content like this.
Okay, guys, we're back. Did you miss us? Because we missed you.
It's not letting me see it for the computer because TikTok Shop doesn't work on computer, but they have a good amount of sales because their TikTok is completely, it's always nurtured. So you can see like these reels get to 60,000 views.
So you will tell us how we can do our advantages about them.
Yeah, of course, that's something that we do in terms of competition analysis. We really analyze them. So here you can see that pretty much what they're doing is that for TikTok and Instagram, they have different strategies. Both of them are really important. On Instagram, they have professional and trendy because they still post trendy on Instagram, but they have really good branding, which is here, strong branding. Now on TikTok, it's all trendy. Everything that they post on TikTok is meant to get views. Now they have 1 post per day on average. Sometimes they will post 2 in a day and the next day they don't post, but usually it's 1 day on average. Now, in terms of advertising, we run all the advertising campaigns. So we do the media plan, the ad creatives, the ad copies, the budget allocation, Meta, Google, TikTok. In this case, like I told you, we'll start with social media. We will now focus on Google to start because you already have the campaigns performing. Then, yeah, like I said, Facebook and Instagram ads will be ideal to start. And on TikTok, I will focus a lot on organic growth and I will leave that budget to Meta. But then as we expand, we'll see what we do with TikTok in terms of advertising because it could be good. The thing is, like, when we have a TikTok shop, organic reach is the most important one.
When we look at estimated results and I see that number like 800, for example, it's a result objective, right? So it's 800 link click.
If it's a sales campaign and we put $1,000 and we tell you we expect 80 sales, then 80 sales might mean certain amount of revenue. Makes sense?
Yeah, sure.
So that's when you need to look at the media plan and make sure that it makes sense. We really believe in numbers. Numbers for us are huge. So at the end of the month, of course, we come with a report and we tell you, hey, this is what happened this month. We planned this on the media plan. These are the results that we achieved. I think in this case, because you are in charge of marketing for this company, we will have to plan monthly meetings to go over the report and to do optimization as much as possible so that you can also report to your bosses and stuff. Sure. I can also be part of those meetings if necessary, but that's what the report is for. Make sense?
Definitely.
You asked me for packages. I didn't bring you packages, but I brought you a really good sale that we're running only until the end of this month. That's the reason why I didn't bring you packages, just because the value that you'll be getting this for your specific business is huge. So what it will cost you guys for everything that we offer, it's per month. And then on top of that, you will only have the ad spend. Now, the way we usually work is that for everything that we'll be doing for you in this specific package, it will be around. But this is just the holiday special that we have for advertising campaigns. And this will only go until December 30th. That would include Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, the social media strategy development that I talk about, the branding product competitor analysis, 5 posts per week, 5 to 9 stories per week, 1 content session per month minimum. The reason why I say minimum is because in some cases it takes 1, in some cases it takes 2. It really depends on the clients, the influencers, and the people that we can bring in a specific day. We're from New Jersey, so if we need to go for a specific event, we'll go. But that's just the way it works because usually with 1 content session, we take a lot of content. Like we take hours of content. We also do the influencer marketing outreach. So we will reach out to different influencers. There is not a promise on how many influencers because that really depends on them and if they want to relate to this specific brand. But we'll do the outreach. Then we will post for you. We'll do the full copywriting work in terms of captions and everything. All the editing is done by us. You will get a monthly performance report every single month. The bi-weekly check-in calls, which can be you and me or you and your team and me. And then the 24/7 support via text. So if you text me at any time, we'll always be able to answer. Now, in terms of advertising, you will get Meta in this case, which is Facebook and Instagram. Full copywriting work done by us. All the editing is done by us too. Here's why I mentioned editing as well, because again, it's different creatives. Then the Meta advertising, the ad creatives and the ad copies, Per campaign, we put at least 4 to 5 different creatives. So we don't work on campaigns with one creative only. It's not that we will run one campaign and we'll put one creative. We put a lot of creatives, and it's because the creative on Meta is the most. It's not like Google. On Meta is very very important. What gets them to click is the creative. So what we will do here is that we'll put a lot of emphasis on the creative. So we'll get from 5 to 6 creatives. Then the budget allocation, which is what I show you in the media plan as well. The monthly performance report, the bi-weekly check-in calls, and the 24/7 support. In terms of ad spend, I would like you guys to continue spending $200 to start. We do offer if you want to increase the budget a little more, but we don't want to increase it until we don't have full control over it, because we might be in the situation where $200 can get you 50,000 instead of 30,000, and we're able to do that. So it wouldn't make sense for us to jump right into 300 when we don't really know what's going on right now. So we ask you guys to start with the smallest one, which is $200 a day.
I really have very small amount of questions because it's all clear and understandable. So if it's possible, and if it's like your offer presentation, could you send it to me? I want to show it today, like, and get approved for a budget.
Okay, so I already sent it to you via email. The email is very short. I didn't put a lot of details just to send it quick, so make sure that it doesn't arrive on spam, because when we don't put a lot of things, sometimes it arrives as spam. It comes from info@FED Marketing. You have the presentation there, so any questions that you have, you can let me know as well.
We're doing 2 different content for TikTok and for Facebook.
Right.
Our Instagram will be more aesthetically pleasing, and some content that goes from TikTok will also be in Facebook, but not everything that goes on Facebook will go on TikTok and vice versa. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. But thank you so much. It's a pleasure to meet you, and yeah, hopefully we'll start working together soon.
I hope, yeah. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
That was amazing. Thank you. Have a good day.